Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to present my PPT on the topic Planning for Mine Closure of Opencast Diamond Mine. Today my presentation will focus mostly on mine closure and how it applies to an opencast diamond mine. So, before going further into the case study, now I would like to start with the introduction to mine closure. That is, mine closure is done because mining is a very hazardous operation and it affects the equilibrium of the environment as well as the people who live in that mining area. So, mine closure aims to make some different changes that will help people to gain the livelihood they had as well as make a positive impact on the environment and make sure that the environment is usable for future use. So it mostly is done when the mine is decommissioned, the facilities at site are removed, and the mine entries are sealed. So there are different aspects to the mine closure that we can see. First being the technical aspects, the second is the environmental aspects, and the third is the socio-political aspects. Technical aspects emphasizes on mine entries, service buildings, hazardous substances, disposal of assets, and so on. The environmental aspect is mostly based off the post-closure environmental monitoring. Like I said, the air and water quality parameters are monitored even after closure of the mine. The second point is the land reclamation and rehabilitation. Here we are using the method of mine as depilling by caving, and so it is expected that the degradation of the land will be minimum. It is suggested that the site restoration is progressive so that the restoration is more or less similar to the rate of mining. The third point is a socio-political aspect, that is, it emphasizes on the people, like I said, the people and the city or the area the mining is done. It is thoroughly damaged and the people are also facing a lot of trouble. So mining community and the mining township and water supply are the aspects that we focus on in the socio-political level. In this aspect, we help the people directly or indirectly. The company helps the people to regain a part of their livelihood or maybe a part of their habitat by providing with certain incentives. So as we know, any kind of task based in mining has to have a certain kind of statutory guidelines. So here we have the Indian Bureau of Mine guidelines for mine closure. This is a certain outline of the guidelines, like I say. The first is the introduction, that is, what are the reasons for closure, the statutory obligations, the preparation of the closure plan. Then the second is a description of the mine in terms of geology, reserves, mining method, mineral beneficiation, etc. The third is a review of implementation of mining plan or scheme of mining, which includes the 5 years progressive closure plan up to final closure of mine. The fourth is the actual closure plan, which emphasizes on the different characteristics such as the mined out land, water quality management, air quality management, waste management, topsoil management, tailing dam management, and so on. The next point is the economic repercussions, and also includes a few other points such as time scheduling for abandonment cost, financial assurance, certificate, plans sections, etc. Mine closure plan can be broadly classified into two types: progressive mine closure plan and final mine closure plan. So the progressive mine closure plan, as per mine concession rules and mineral conservation and development rules, all the existing mining leases are required to submit the progressive mine closure plan within 180 days from date of notification. It includes the progress of the mine closure starting from the day the mine started, which means simultaneously the progressive mine closure plan is taken along with the mine excavation. As the mine operations are followed, progressive mine closure plan is also noted. So it has to be reviewed every 5 years, and it has to be added in the final closure plan as well. So final mine closure plan, it is as per statute, shall be considered to have its approved at least 9 months before the date of proposed closure, and it includes all the necessary preparations that have been done for mine closure, and it also includes the progressive mine closure plan. So today, as I said, we are going to focus on a case study on the given topic, that is the closure of open cast diamond mine. What will be the closure plan? So here I took the case study of Ekati Diamond Mine, which is operated by BHP Billiton Diamonds Inc. And these are the details about the project area. The block size is 860,000 acres. The produce is about 4.5 to 5 million carats of rough diamonds per year. It is based in Canada and it is Canada's first surface and underground diamond mine. So there are different communities living here, for example, Vakweti, and also different Northern Aboriginals, and there are BHP Bulletin employees and 1,000 contractors as part of the project affected people. So the BHPB proposed an interim closure and reclamation plan, which includes the following slides. And here I observed a very interesting thing, that is the closure plan here was mostly based on two types of closure. That is one being the objectives based closure plan, and the second is a risk based closure plan. The objectives based closure plan specifies a specific set of goals such as reclamation objectives, which include environmental, safety, community, and operations. The next is the risk-based closure plan that has the different risk assessment involved, which includes the initial closure option screening, risk assessment of initial options, internal review of closure options, selection of closure options, and the valuation of risk, environmental risk assessment. So this is the life of mine plan. The previously you saw the current locations of major mine area components. This is the next figure, which is the life of mine plan, which gives a brief idea about how these different pits will be developed over the years throughout the life of mine, and how the closure will be done, when they will be developed, what is the development status right now. So there are 7 kimberlite pipes in the 2005 LOM plan, and these are the different pits, like you can see sable, pigeon, beartooth, panda, koala, fox, and misery pits. So several closure options were evaluated, and the proposed closure method finally was the pump flooding. So this is the pre-disturbance hydrologic conditions. Like I said, before starting any closure, before taking any assessment, first we have to conduct a pre-disturbance hydrologic conditions, that is pre-disturbance site assessment. Here we have the hydrologic conditions assessment, which focuses on the different conditions of water storage and drainage capacity in the different pits. So here the closure plan is this to pump flood with water from selected source lakes on the claim block. So these open pits will be converted into lakes. That is going to be our closure plan. So this will differ from natural lakes because they'll be deep relative to their surface area, and they may become meromictic, which means no complete mixing and formation of stratified layers due to reduced mixing potential. So in some instances, meromictic conditions are desirable, and while some conditions they are not. So there may be a small degree of transfer between surface and deep water each year, driven, for example, by plunging saline boundary flows and much more slowly by diffusion. So once pits fill with water, lake productivity is expected to be low because only limited littoral development will be possible. Majority of pit lakes will have depth over 260 meter and average surface area of 60 hectares. So fish barriers may be used as a temporary measure in case of water quality concerns at the pit lakes during flooding. The barriers will be removed by BHP bulletin following a process, which will be solemnized by the board and the DFO, and there are a lot of legalities there. So this is the development status of the different pits right now, which is the sable pit, pigeon pit, beartooth pit, panda pit, and koala pit. So these are the development status of beartooth and panda pit. These are the development status of Fox Pit and Misery Pit. And these are the closer objectives and criteria. That is, there are fugitive dust levels, the pit wall slopes, removal or remediation of hydrocarbons, pit lake water meeting water license criteria. These are all the different closure objectives that must be met while the closure plan is being conducted. So this is the projected development of the pits. Like these are the pits. I said that was a development status, and this is going to be the future development that is being planned for these pits. And so there is a pigeon pit, there is a bluetooth pit, there is a panda, koala, and fox pit. These are the figures, like you can see. And this is the references that I refer to while conducting this whole PPT, while I put together this PPT. These are the references which included the different kinds of plans that I got from the internet about the Ekati diamond mine, which was the interim closure reclamation plan, the reclamation closure plan, and there was a workshop, and I also got the details of that. Apart from that, we also had a plan presentation to VKZ Land and Water Board public hearing, which also emphasizes that public hearing is done, so the public opinions are also taken while closure plan is being made. Then, apart from that, I also refer to the book of Principles of Mind Planning by Jayanta Bhattacharya and all over the Wikipedia. With this, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for your patient listening. And with this, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you.